We pretty much know what's under the hood for the Switch 2 thanks to Eurogamer and Digital Foundry, so let's talk about it. Pretty much everything about the Switch 2 has been leaked. We've known what it's going to look like, what kind of features it's going to have, and we've had a lot of predictions as to what the hardware is going to be. And now, according to Digital Foundry and Eurogamer, they're pretty much on spot. So there are pictures and full videos on Eurogamer where they break this down in a lot more detail, but to give you a real basic rundown, this seems like it's going to be a lot more powerful than the original Switch. The original Switch had 3 CPU cores and 256 CUDA cores, but the Switch 2 is going to have 6 CPU cores and 1500 and something CUDA cores, which is a heck of a lot more. The original Switch didn't even have 1 GB for system memory. The new Switch is going to have 3 GB, which some people are predicting has to do with like the chat feature. But the biggest part that surprised people is how the console is going to act when it's docked versus in handheld. Because with the original Switch, when it was docked, it would up the clock speed so that way it could handle more heat, and because it wasn't in your hand or battery operated, they could get away with it. And then when it was in handheld, they would lower it. But according to this leak, the reverse is going to happen with the Switch 2. When it's docked, it's actually going to down clock, and when it's handheld, it's going to up the clock. I don't know why, and some people are trying to take predictions, but that's just way beyond my scope. But it is really interesting, and I'm sure there's a really good reason for it. Now, a lot of people were talking about how this was going to come close to the PS5, but obviously with these specs, that's not going to happen. It is going to be really interesting because we're going to see a huge jump from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2, and with the new DLSS and only a 1080p screen, and if they limit the frame rate to like 30 frames a second, there's a chance that at least the graphic fidelity might come close to a PS5, and that would be really interesting to see. Do you think that this hardware is disappointing or really exciting? Let me know.